are up, sir.
Hi, Mita. Thank you so much for being here. I actually just sent your book to a friend of mine out in Spokane because she's such an amazing thought leader in diversity, equity, and inclusion. And I'm like, this needs to be on her shelf, you know? So I appreciate the resource, and it's amazing. Scott asked a very similar question just at the end there about the fear. I was teaching some courses at Pfizer, frontline leader courses that were focused on leadership and development. And we get to this 1 hour, and all of a sudden we're going to talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion. And it was amazing how thick the fear was just by introducing that topic. And so the first class that I did that, I just took, you couldn't help but notice the fear in even talking about this subject. And so the next several times I kind of rewickered it to address more of the fear first and then go into things that we can talk about. We did a very similar exercise like you brought up at the beginning of, write the 5 people in your life who are close to you, not family members. Do they have the same degrees? What kind of hobbies do they have? If you know the religion and all that. So maybe I'll ask the question this way. Is the fear just over amplified today, or has it just been so suppressed over time?
That's a great question. I mean, I think social media has changed our world in the last decade. We all have a microphone now, and it just seems like we would have ourselves believe that we're more divided than ever. I keep saying that, but I don't know if that's true. I still also think that we are lacking connection and lacking an opportunity to disagree with each other with kindness and empathy. It's the chicken and egg. Is that who we are? The hate that's being portrayed out in the world, or is it not? Right. And so that sort of goes back and forth for me in my head. One of the things I coach leaders through when people say to me, this seems too political, it's too woke, all this language that's on the extremes. And I ask people to think about, well, isn't it through the lens of privilege we can call something political? And isn't it through the lens of privilege? Like if I don't have a lived experience, Black Lives Matter, anti-LGBTQ legislation, anti-Semitism, anti-Muslim sentiment, anti-Asian sentiment. Okay, well, yeah, those might not be my lived experiences. So that seems really political to me. When if I stopped and thought, okay, people are being hurt and harmed, there's loss of life. And then all of a sudden you start to think, okay, where's the empathy for me to reach out to people, whether it is, as we've seen, the world's on fire right now, or feels like it's on fire, reaching out to see how people are doing. I think too often we wait for the CEO to send a note. I'm not saying the CEO shouldn't send a note. They likely should. But I always say to people, what's stopping you from checking in on your team? Like, I can help you with talking points, but just to say, I'm watching the news and I don't know what to say. This is devastating. What can I do for you? What do you need from me? And you might get some of it wrong. But the more you practice, you'll get it right. And people want to be seen, right? That's what it is. We all want to feel like we're seen and valued in our workplaces. And when we don't, it's devastating.
Yeah.